Do you regularly find that in the evening you snack on a series of things? You cruise around the kitchen and you might work your way through a load of different snacks, only to arrive at bedtime with a feeling of being overly full and a shed load of self-recrimination and regret. If you do, I've got a really lovely technique to help you that will potentially dramatically reduce your over snacking in the evening. This technique begins with a box. It needs to be, well, it will help if it's a box that signifies something special. And we're going to put in this box what it is that you would like to snack on this evening or any particular evening. This could be a box that is something that you use every day, or it might be one that you save for stressful times. But here's how it works. First of all, you make it particularly special, maybe by stuffing it with tissue paper. And then we're going to put in it what it is that you're going to most enjoy and savour on a particular evening. So my first example, I'm going to give you different examples of how this might work. My first example is of being happy to have, wanting to have maybe a glass of wine, but maybe not a whole bottle. So in the box, here's a small bottle of wine. Maybe to go with the wine, you like to eat crisps or some sort of savoury snacks. So putting in the box a single serving of crisps, something that you'll really enjoy, but isn't a family-sized bag, goes in the box. And then if you know that what tends to happen is that in addition to the wine and the savoury snacks, you also want to reach for something sweet, then maybe choose something that you'll really enjoy and just choose one. So in the box is now a bit like a gift box, really, a tiny hamper for you to enjoy on any particular evening. Now, this might not suit you at all. It might be that crisps and chocolate just aren't your thing. In fact, something that I found when I was shopping today is some really nice looking things that look a bit like a sort of tapas. In fact, they're called tapas snack. Now, there's 6 of these mini things in this pack. So I know that if I didn't pre-proportion those for myself, I'd eat all 6. So by simply putting 3 of them in a Tupperware and adding that to the box instead, there's another alternative of something that you'll be able to really enjoy. And by having it pre-prepared like this, it supports you just having what you intended. Another alternative, if that's not your thing, is something like maybe choosing a soft drink or fizzy water. And maybe if what you really like in the evenings is cheese and biscuits, supermarket individual portion of cheese, or you can cut yourself a portion of cheese, and a Tupperware with just the right number of crackers in it to have what you intended. So 3 different examples of boxes. Obviously, you can make your own box. And some of these boxes, the lid will shut. Some of them, they might not, but that's not the point. And then put the box somewhere where it won't be calling to you repeatedly. It won't be just there that you keep noticing, but maybe put it somewhere where it'll be out of sight, in a cupboard that you don't often go in. But then once you've prepared your box, which is the first step, the second thing to do to make this really work for you is to create what psychologists call an implementation intention, or put more simply, an if-then plan. So what this is a pre-decided action, something that you decide to do when you're not in the exhaustion of an evening or in the midst of a stressful time, when you can think clearly and you can plan how to use your box. So it might be that you think, if I am heading for the kitchen and I know I'm going to be looking for snacks, then I'll get my box out And another alternative might be, if I find that I'm getting stressed and I notice that I'm about to start grazing, then I'll get my box out and really enjoy it. Or you could make an implementation plan, an if-then plan, that is more to do with timing. So it could be that you want to have your specific snacks rather than all the grazing that you might tend to do regularly. You might want to have those snacks at particular times in the evening. So it could be a plan, if you want to enjoy those at, let's say, 8 o'clock at night, it could be that your plan is, if it gets to 8 o'clock and I'm ready for a snack, then I'll get my box and enjoy what's in it. Or it could be, if I think of starting to snack and it's not yet 8 o'clock, I'll distract myself doing something else. So in other words, you're doing the thinking before you're in the situation. So you've got your prepared snacks in the quantities that you want to be eating them in, and you've got your intention, you've got your pre-decided plan, really simple plan, but it's a plan. And then the third part, which is really important, is that when you do get the box out and you do enjoy the snacks, that you really focus on them. You really get all the pleasure that is there in those snacks. So that means paying attention. It means putting your attention onto what you're eating so that you can really savour the flavours and the textures as you eat. So you'll get much more pleasure and satisfaction from them. And that in turn will help reduce your likelihood of additional snacking. So what we've got here is, it's something that you might, if you're tending to graze on lots of different food throughout the evening, every day, it might be that you want a box prepared each day, ready for the evening. But if you are somebody who finds that it's just particular evenings, maybe when you've had a particularly stressful day, or when you've maybe had a phone call that was upsetting, or whatever it is, then that would be a box that you keep for those particular situations. Obviously, this idea of having planned snacks in the evening might not be relevant to you. I'm certainly not suggesting that if you don't currently snack that you introduce this, because this will just mean additional eating that you might end up regretting. But for somebody who does this repeatedly, it can be a real game changer. Morag found this. She found it enormously helpful to create her box of special treats, and it was something that she found really helpful to use at particular times when she'd had particular stress during the day. And because she was actually going through a very stressful time, this was happening fairly often, but it meant that she knew that she had a go-to sort of strategy or solution in the evening to enjoying her downtime, and it felt like she was really giving herself permission to enjoy eating something that before was rather laced with guilt and regret. If you want to change patterns of eating, like evening snacking or any other unintended eating or aspects of eating that you're not happy with, hit the link in the description below to see how I might be able to help you to make the changes that you want to. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for lots more videos on the psychology of eating, appetite and weight loss. Do check out my next video, which is about crisis-driven eating. So how to prepare and manage particular sorts of crises which might have you reaching for food that you then regret eating.